So question number 18 is, what would be the heart rate of a person if the cardiac output is 5 liter? Blood volume in the ventricles at the end of diastole is 100 ml and at the end of ventricular systole is 50 ml. So four options are there. Option 1 is 50 beats per minute, option 2 is 70 beats per minute, option 3 is 100 beats per minute, option 4 is 125 beats per minute. This is again the direct question from the Human Circulation Physiology 11th NCRT, and we know that cardiac output always be stroke volume into heart rate. Okay, so in our question it is given cardiac output, that is 5 liter, so we can convert into ml first. 5000 ml. Blood volumes in the ventricles at the end of diastole and at the end of systole can be taken into account for the selection of stroke volume. So stroke volume always be blood volume in the ventricles at the end of diastole minus blood volumes at the end of systoles. So it is coming 50 ml. So put the values in our formula. Cardiac output we have given 5000 ml is equal to stroke volume 50 ml. The question is asking heart rate, so we should just have to make the division. So we are finding 100 beats per minute. Easy question or not? So this is again the answer 3 will be true. Direct question. Next come to which of the following factors is responsible for formation of concentrated urine? So again this is direct question from Human Physiology chapter excretion and removal of waste. Option 1 is low levels of antidiuretic hormone or ADH. Option 2 is maintaining hyperosmolarity towards the inner medullary interstitium in the kidneys. Option 3, secretion of erythropoietin by juxtamedullary complex. Option 4 is hydrostatic pressure during the glomerular filtration. So first we have to know option 2 is true, but why the option 2 is true? Because the hyperosmolarity plays the vital role. The proximity between the loop of Henle and the vasa recta. So loop of Henle is the part of the nephron, and vasa recta is the blood vessels present throughout this loop of Henle for the come to current mechanism and filtration of the different required materials. So that maintaining and increasing osmolarity towards the inner medullary interstitium. So medullary rays are there, inner medullary rays are there. So these are helpful for the concentration of the urine. So this mechanism helps to maintain a concentration gradient in medullary interstitium. So human urine is nearly 4 times as concentrated as the initial filtrated formed. So this option will be true, and we will again observe is the diagram from NCERT is selected here. So the efferent arteriole and afferent arteriole are merged as the glomerulus. Then the Bowman's capsule is there. So the first come to left hand side, 300 millimolar osmolarity per liter. So this is the osmolarity of the inner side of the towards the periphery side of the kidney of the medullary pyramids. So as we will go down, the osmolarity is gradually increasing. So it becomes 600 milliosmolarity per liter. Again, if we will go down, it reaches at the 1200 milliosmolarity. It becomes 4 times more concentrated. So as we will go down, these are parts are the interpreting for the medullary rays towards the interstitium. So the concentration of the hyperosmolarity is increased in all the pyramids. So in all the pyramids, the concentrated form is attached towards the central part of the kidney. Okay. So again this option will be true. So what is about the ADH? If the lower level of ADH takes place, how can it helpful for the concentrated urine formation? So we know that ADH is also called, which is helpful for antidiuretic hormone. It is helpful. These receptors are present on the collecting ductule of the nephron. Okay. So at distal tubule, under the influence of hormone, under the influence of hypothalamus or the posterior pituitary part of our brain. Okay. So when body dehydrated, increased level of ADH takes place. So ADH is more helpful for the water absorption. So it is antidiuretic hormone. Come to right hand side diagram, the hypothalamus is there. Okay. Here we have the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is regulated to the posterior pituitary. Okay. So posterior pituitary then synthesis for the ADH. ADH is helpful for the absorption of water in collecting ductule. So it is helpful for the concentration of urine, more concentrated. So when body hydrated, the signaling is takes place. But the question is, the options are there: low level of antidiuretic. When the level will be lower, it cannot contract more water, so urine cannot be so much concentrated. Next is erythropoietin. So when oxygen level decreases in the blood, it is called to anemia. That stimulates the kidney, and peritubular cells are there that becomes active, and they helpful for the erythropoietin increased in the bone marrow cells. And we know that red bone marrow is the responsible for synthesis of RBC and WBC like cells, that is bone marrow cells, or hematopoietic stem cells are there. So it stimulates the hematopoietic stem cell for the synthesis of RBC. So this option will also the option 3, selection of erythropoietin by juxtamedullary complex. This is also not true. So option 2 will be true. And hydrostatic pressure during glomerular filtration, this is helpful for the filtration of just or the separation of these excretion of nitrogenous wastes from the blood to the nephron, from the glomerulus to the nephron. Okay, the pores are there. These pores are helpful for the gradient formation. Okay, easy question. Come to question number 20. Which of the following contraceptive methods do involve a role of hormones? Okay, so this is again chapter human reproductive health. The options are: option 1 is lactational amenorrhea, pill emergency contraceptives. Option 2, barrier method, lactational amenorrheas and pills. Option 3, copper tea, pills, emergency contraceptives. Option 4, pills, emergency contraceptives and barrier methods. So the question is given, which of the following is involved for the role of hormones? Okay. So answer 1 will be true. Option 1 will be true. Then lactational amenorrhea, due to high level of prolactin level, gonadotropin level decreases. So you know that in lactational amenorrhea, when the mother becomes activated of these prolactin hormones, declining of this gonadotropin takes place, because in these days menstrual cycles does not occur. Okay, due to the no menstruation, so prolactin level increases and gonadotropin decreases. Oral pills are either progesterone or estrogen progesterone combination pills. These are hormone integrated pills. And emergency contraceptives include the administration of progesterone or estrogens combination of or IUD within 72 hours of coitus. So lactational amenorrhea, oral pills and emergency contraceptive involves role of hormones, whereas these barrier methods and copper teas, these are not the part of hormone involving contraceptive method. Again we have the list here: reproductive health. The birth control is summarized as follows. The birth control is divided into temporary and permanent. So temporary method is called the contraceptive method. So natural method, chemical method and mechanical method. Natural method is rhythmicity of periodic abstinence, then coitus interrupts, then lactational amenorrhea method, which involves a hormonal method. Then chemical method is again divided into for males and females. So it is more important for females. In females, you can find copper T at the devices. Okay, so it does not play a role in the involved in hormonal method. Okay, so this is about the question number 20. Option 1 will be